I'm Alyssa Moser, and I'm a sophomore agribusiness major from Clearwater, Nebraska. Growing up, I was sure of two constants in my life. I was a daughter of God, and no matter what I did, my parents would love me. However, knowing something is not the same as truly believing it, a fact that I didn't realize until literally last semester. I knew I was a daughter of God, but I didn't fully believe that I was worthy enough for Him to claim me as His own. I knew my family would love and support me no matter what, but I didn't fully believe that they would welcome me with open arms no matter how badly I screwed up. My self-love was almost non-existent. It didn't help that I'd compare myself to my friends, assuming that they have good vibes only 24/7. I poured myself into my accomplishments, thinking that if I won just one more award or was elected to one more leadership position, I'd finally be happy. I was wrong. When I started my freshman year at UNL, I had absolutely no idea who I was. Here, nobody cared whether I was student council president or how many speech medals I won or whether I was MVP of my softball team. Everyone was in the same boat starting from scratch. Unless you were an upperclassman who had been heavily involved in multiple clubs and organizations, you had almost no chance of holding any type of leadership role or winning any awards. I found myself trying to find my lifelong friends while feeling like I had to compete with them to see who ultimately came out on top. This destroyed my mental health and honestly might have caused me to lose a lot of great friendships because I couldn't see past what they had that I didn't. I felt like I was the only person who didn't find their people as a freshman. I had awesome friends and a fun group, but when I had an anxiety attack on a random Monday second semester, the one person I felt like I could call was a girl I'd known since high school who was still one of my close friends. Ever since that night, I've been slowly figuring out how to claim my strengths, process my emotions, and become a better version of myself each day. I've been lucky enough over the past year to find my 3 closest friends and countless others who have supported me as I've learned how to overcome imposter syndrome and realize just how amazing I actually am. I became a certified Clifton Strengths coach through the UNL College of Business last year and got to spend an eye-opening semester learning about all 34 Clifton strengths and how to claim my top strengths, individualization, adaptability, developer, strategic, and includer, to operate at my fullest potential. This in turn sparked a still burning passion for learning about personality types of unique individuals so that I know how to best lead different groups of people no matter what situation I'm in. My friends and family will tell you that I'm obsessed with personality tests. I try to convince everyone I come into contact with to at least take the Enneagram so I can analyze their brains and determine how I can best communicate with and support them. For example, I'm an Enneagram 8, meaning that I'm a bold, direct person whose greatest inner fear is being controlled by someone else. I appreciate upfront honesty and can accidentally hurt others' feelings if I'm not careful with how I say things. My mom, on the other hand, is an Enneagram 2, meaning that she is a sincere, caring person whose basic desire is to feel loved. She needs reassurance and empathy to truly feel like her needs are met. When I realized this, I was able to change the way I communicate with her so that I still provide honest feedback without making her feel like I'm attacking her. On the other hand, she was able to see that I need her to be direct with me no matter if she thinks my feelings will be hurt or not. As a result, we both feel heard and loved more by the other person just because we took the time to learn how each other thinks. The only reason I'm able to spend so much time learning about the minds of the people around me is because I feel such a strong sense of self now. Taking the time to learn about my own personality and strengths helped me realize exactly who I am and what my talents are. I've been able to claim that and focus on all of the good parts of myself instead of honing in on what my weaknesses are. And as a result, I'm able to love others more and to lead better. I started telling myself every single day that I am a beautiful, brilliant daughter of God. And every time I look in the mirror, I find at least one part of myself that I love and remind myself of that. Sometimes it's my eyes, other times it's my smile. Maybe that I had a good conversation with someone I hadn't talked to in a while, or that I got a better grade on a test than I was expecting. Being proud of yourself and owning what you succeed in isn't being cocky, it's claiming who you are and finding your identity in who God created you to be. One of the best ways I've been able to combat imposter syndrome and stop myself from trying to be someone I'm not is by loving every part of myself, even the little quirks I have that I think others find annoying. I love that I know people from almost every town in Nebraska, that barbecue sauce is the only condiment I'll eat, that I read for fun, and that I'm a verbal processor who tends to ramble when trying to figure out my thought process. Like Michael Scott once said, sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way. I've been told countless times that if you ever think you're too much for someone, they're not enough for you, and I stand by that today. Your people will love you, quirks and flaws and all, and they won't try to change you. And if they try and tone you down or harshly criticize you constantly, they aren't your people. Find friends to surround yourself with who will cheer for you when you succeed and who will have your back when you fail. The word partner is in the Engler pillars for a reason. It's important to find people who will search for you in a crowded room and who will love you as big as they possibly can. Getting over imposter syndrome and finding your identity is so much more difficult than it might seem. It's harder to look in the mirror and tell myself I'm beautiful than it is to look in the mirror and criticize every little part of myself that doesn't match up to what the social media standard of beauty is, and I think that's pretty sad. Every single human was created in God's image, and like one of the adult counselors at a retreat I went to in high school says, God don't make no junk. Fill yourself with positive words about who you are at your core and constantly remind yourself that you are a worthy child of God. And in turn, you'll be able to love others even more than you thought possible, and you'll know where your true identity lies. My name is Alyssa Moser, and you're listening to the Engler Journey Podcast.